Wasabi family. All right. Oh, all right. There's a lot going on right now. Hold on. Is my camera on? Hold on. I don't see my camera at all. Oh yeah, have it off. All right, there it is. Hello everyone. Um. All right, this is better, right? Okay. The last video we did, which was that discussion with the Lions Den, and I'm not going there. I won't do it. There's respect. Look, all right, so he knew his numbers. That's what we're gonna say, right? We're gonna keep it respectful, right? He knew his numbers, dang on it, you know. But the numbers kind of like threw people for a loop. Even like, Jeremiah was like, dude, I'm lost. Like, if you looking for me to throw you a rope, I don't even know you are to even throw a rope to you. I'm lost. I'm looking at the comments on YouTube and Facebook. Everybody like, what is he talking about? But can he make it simple? That's what everybody's asking. Like, but can you break it down? Can you cause for us to be able to keep this? Do you even know how to do this? You know, and I was like, I enjoy the math breakdown that he was, putting down with. All I kept hearing was balance. That was it. All I kept hearing was balance, ballerinte, balance. And he just kept going and going and going and going. I mean, I literally had to keep my composure on it because stuff just got hilarious after a while because he just kept going with it. After everybody was like, dude, what are we talking about? Like, or how, or explain it this way. People was trying to give different hints, like, well, maybe if you came at it from a different angle. I don't know, man. After a while, people from the audience began to go in on the way it was presented. It was like, I don't think he even know what he talking about. So, you know, and I didn't want to do it, but after everybody was like, you know what, we're gonna give it a night. We're gonna call it a night because my phone about to die, and I gotta get up and go to work early in the morning. We're gonna try this again another time. Sure, let's do that. But you know what? Since people came out to see the difference about the Sabbaths, I thought I would take that opportunity at that moment to show them the difference. And I'm glad that I was able to take that time to show the difference, even during this discussion. That a lot of people, or a couple people afterwards, contacted me by email saying, "Hey, I need to get one of them timelines. I need to get one of those Goshens. What is that thing called again? Goshen? Yeah, I need one of those. In fact, I need a couple because I want to give some out to my family members. People are contacting me so they can buy some more to give to their family members because they heard how, number one, When we brought the word out, when we was bringing it out from Goshen, it came out balanced. It made sense. And we showed what we was talking about to where no one could really refute it. Everyone know we come from the motherland. So we know where the motherland is, where the Father's going to write his name. Then we even show from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same. This is where the Father has placed his name. And it shows it right there in the scriptures. So we have shown, Father said we got to keep the feast according to the places where he's placed it at his name, right? Placed his name. And we've seen Kenya being one of those places. Without a shadow of a doubt. Everybody yesterday saw Kenya shining bright. They saw Kenya was a place where the so-called Jews or the Macedonians or the Grecians or the strangers or the bastards, as the Father say. He said they would settle down in Ashdod. We showed and proved the scriptures to be true, where it says that the stone the builders have rejected have become what? The chief cornerstone. We proved it. Not just spoke it, not just said, oh, we know where it is. No, we showed it where it took place in history while everyone else was sleeping. See, the Father's bringing up things that deal with us, the root of us, not the created or the recreated portion of us. See, with the Bantus, it doesn't skip a beat. With the Hebrews, you just interjected somewhere in history. There's not really a beginning of you. You're just there. The Bantus, from beginning to end, it shows you, even going into the migration of what they call the Hebrews, which is the same thing as them trying to cover you, because there is no heritage for the Hebrews, because the Hebrews are the Bantus. It's a mockery of the name. So the white people are saying Hebrews, and they claim Hebrews. So if the white people have given me that name, then the real name would be Bantus. With stammering lips would I speak to this people. Every single insult they ever said against us is literally a clue to who we are. He said monkeys, apes. Why? Because when they came and got you, that's what they saw. Monkeys, apes. We take it as an insult, but they're telling you a location. Do you see a monkey or an ape down in so-called Israel? Or do you see monkeys and apes in Africa? See, they want people looking over this way while they be taken from you this way. Entertainment. Everything is entertainment. Because your entertainment is coming from the DRC. The batteries, which is your land. They're constantly over there raping it. And there's even some Jewish people who have built some houses over there in Kenya. Yep, it's in the script. It's right here. It's all right here. And we proved it yesterday without a shadow of a doubt. We proved what was the head and what was the tail in that discussion. We showed that so-called Africa is the center of the earth. And this would be the same place where the Messiah would have to be offered to be the perfect sacrifice. Because if not, then the Messiah was not the perfect sacrifice. And we're still waiting for one to come down and be the perfect sacrifice for his people's sins. Just saying. Everything has got to be precise. The Father can't say that a unjust balance is the same as eating pig in front of him and then have his son be sacrificed anywhere. See, the so-called teachers, so-called scholars, so-called pastors, so-called prophets, so-called apostles forgot something. See, the spirit of divination, there's no order. But with the spirit of the Most High, there's always going to be done in decency and in order. It operates from a timeline. So everything in a timeline, you just can't put this there. Everything has a certain place for when things take place, a certain order. Every single thing his father's ever given me, we can go back to when he first said something, to where it equals up to something else. It has a order to it. Watch this. October 7th, 1997. What is that? Oh, that's when the father told me that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is my bloodline when I was 17 years old, right? It's also when the Messiah said, Andrew, it's time. Watch this. When is Passover? October 2nd, right? So then 5 days after that would be October 7th. That would be what? The Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Feast of First Fruits, right? You see that? 17 years old. Father is speaking to me on the Feast of Unleavened Bread and Feast of First Fruits. He's now taking me right back to the very beginning of when he spoke to me. Who has a testimony like that? Seriously. October 2nd is Passover. 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th. You're still in the feast. The Father was speaking to me on a feast day at a time when he can be found. It's the same day I was sent to the same place with the fallen Malachims. Same day. Same day I was able to feel the power of the words of a person or people speaking. Same day. A covenant was being made with me at the age of 17. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is your bloodline. So pretty much what he was saying was, what I was getting, the full thing that I was getting at that moment was this. And I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be so arrogant. But now I can say it because I know it really means what it means. The blood of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is your bloodline. And as I have been with them, so now I will be with you. Now watch this. This is October 7, 1997. During this time, this is when OBJC is born. But it doesn't have the markings to it. It's just a name. It's no mark. It's just a name. So you see how everything, when my faith is growing, so as the things that Father's already equipped me with begins to take on its full shape. So I think it's the same thing with all of us, that there is something inside of us the Father has created in us. And as we continue to grow or whatnot, we take shape as it begins to take shape. It's all together. I pray that you will be in health and prosper, even as your spirit and your soul prosper and is in health. You know what I'm saying? So, like, deliverance is going to be the same way. Like, we thinking, oh, they got guns. We need to be delivered from guns. Okay, yeah, okay, that's cool. That's been already taking place. So, civil rights movement, all that kind of stuff like that, you know, It's supposed to take away different stuff like that, but that still didn't happen. We still getting shot and everything like that to this day, right? So salvation, it's got to remove us from up under the gun. Also, it's got to remove our minds from thinking the way that they want us to think. It's a 2 or 3-fold thing. That's why he talks about the linens. It's like a process. He's like, all right, first going to come the bones. Each thing is like a bone. However long it takes for the bones to come together. Then after the bones come together, all right, we're going to put some tendons on it. Then after that, however long it takes for the tendons to come together. You see what I'm saying? Then the breath, then it takes some time for people to understand there's a new word around. This same, with this word, it's a new word, it's actually an old word, but it's going back to the covenant of Abana, who we call Abraham. But it's new. Why? Because this generation has never really heard of it or never seen it implemented. We've always seen people die before their time. So we're all trying. Everyone's trying to the best of their ability. They are. And people are being told to believe and to just trust and watch, and you'll see. And it's sad that all those who did that and people were taken advantage of and everything. It's very sad that that happened. So now when the real thing is here, some people are reluctant, but then other people are still coming in believing. And Father is speaking to some, like, you know what? Trust. Do it. Give. See what I'll do. I understand exactly where many of you are. Sometimes my words can be very controversial at times, but at the end, it always what leads us to the truth. That is one thing people can say. I am unbiased when it comes to truth. Very unbiased. Why? Because truth is absolute. It's never about my opinion and it's never about yours. So, with me being unbiased about the truth, I'm definitely not going to take time to lie about what the Father has said, who I am, and what I'm called to do. Number one, time is too short. Number two, Father is going to deal with every single person who's ever done that. I'm asking everyone. To walk this faith with me. This is not just about me. Yes, I may be who I am. That's cool, and that's. And Father's gonna give that honor anyway. But this is the beginning of the end. And just as Joseph was sent away to make provision to keep the seed alive, and many people have come to understand that I am the prodigal son that this Bible speaks of. Father says, what do you need to wait on for you to go back to the land? He was saying, I don't have to worry about anything. But nothing can happen while I'm here out of the land. Now, I don't know about you, but many people are in a state of desperation. People don't know if they're going to lose their jobs. or anything. Because people are just don't want to work for the beast system no more. Once you start realizing it's you who are perpetuating the curses on you, it's you who's hurting your own kind, and it's always been that way, but they've always paid you a higher wage to do it, blood money, then you begin to make different measures, different steps. So I don't know if anyone's really taking to heart what's really taking place, but we're here. Whatever Bible you read from, we are, excuse me, we're here. We are here. The Most High ain't playing. We are here. Like this. Those who have been keeping Goshen can give a testimony of ever since we've been keeping it, things been happening like this. I'm like, so it's like clockwork. And we've been seeing so much disaster every single time. Just look, just by the little people that, just by the number, the small numbers, imagine if we had 200 people keeping Goshen with us. Just by, like, we have like maybe 20, 25 people right now in Goshen. That's all, like, that's hardcore. It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. Like, trust me, I'm not even worried about it. I'm not worried about the numbers. It's growing. It's probably some people keeping Goshen, and we don't even know those numbers at all. You know what I'm saying? Might be some other people, Gosheners, like, who is even like across, you know what I'm saying? Over in South Embo, you know what I'm saying? People be in South Africa, like, hey, we're from South Africa, and they be coming on to Truth Colors, you know what I'm saying? To ECI Congo. So it might be a couple more of them. They might be going around, you know, saying, spreading the word that they hear from off of Truth Colors. They're probably being ministers over there speaking the word over there to their people. Like, this is this. Now I know what this is, and people is probably giving their information from what the NBC is saying, BBC is saying, and then people probably giving information from what I done said. So, like, there's a battle going on, you know what I'm saying? So the word is being spread like fire, you know what I'm saying, in different areas. It's out there in Canada. So people are like, hey, I'm this, I'm that. People are like, okay, yeah, well, this is what we do know. So, and so a lot of stuff is like taking place right now. And it's been this way because the Father is doing something with Goshen. Father has named us Goshen. I did not name us Goshen. Father has given that name, and all I did was say what he said, and that became us. He says the timelines to be called Goshen, and those who keep it is called Goshen. And then Goshen in this stammering tongue means a place of safety. It's not going to be a tongue for in the Bantu. He says, with stammering lips will I speak to this people. Hold on, let me talk to y'all real quick. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. People want to play with it. So let's do it. Let's look at that. What Goshen means. Now remember, Father said with stammering lips. Someone said that he was talking about the law. I was like, what? With stammering lips and a foreign tongue will I speak to this people? Someone said he was talking about the law. I said, how is the law foreign to us? And they was simply thinking they was getting me, like, oh, I'm getting them. Like, oh my goodness, every night. I just looked at him because he thought that was just the best answer ever. And I was like, no. And then I kept saying mocking lips. He said mocking lips. He said, I don't see where mocking can comes to pair with stammering. You gotta get back into the King James version. Oh, here we go. Father will have speak to his people through foreign oppressors who speak a strange language. For by people of strange lips and with a foreign tongue, the Most High will speak to this people. Indeed, with mocking lips and foreign tongues, he will speak to this people. Indeed, he will speak to this people through stammering lips and a foreign tongue. If you won't listen to me, then Yah will use foreigners speaking some strange sounding language to teach you a lesson. So he will speak to this people with a stammering speech and in a foreign language. Very, very, very well then, through the mouths of foreigners and foreign languages, like I said, Nazambi will speak to this people. So like I said, the stammering lips is what? All languages outside of the one language that is balanced, which means where all languages came from. So every single language outside of its original state is stammering. Now, that is the same thing as this. Watch this. Let's see if we can make this make sense. Outside of me, you can do nothing. Uh, 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 uh. Hey. Okay. So look. See, it has to be the same connotation or this don't work. I love the truth. See, and then it show again who's the center, right? The Messiah, the true vine, right? It's where everything would come from, right? Remain in me, and I remain in you. Just as no branch can bear fruit by itself, can no language bear no sound by itself, right? Unless it remains in the vine. So it had to come back to the language where it first originated from. But see, then these other languages that comes from the language, is a stammering language. It's not the real thing. It's a shadow of what's really behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a trial version. That's the best thing. I love that. That's beautiful. The languages we have now, outside the original language, is like a 14-day trial version. And it's like limited. Like everything is limited. It's not even a full version. You just get a 14-day limited version because the full version is coming straight from the vine. You see the difference now? So I am the vine. So watch this. No branch can bear fruit by itself. Remain in me. Remain in me. The language remain where it came from. And I remain in you, right? Just as no branch can bear fruit by itself, can no language bear fruit by itself as well? Can no fruit bear by itself? So it's got to be attached to what? The Messiah. It's got to be attached to the Father, right? Or it becomes stammering. It's like a branch being cut off from the Messiah. Unless it remains in the vine, neither can you bear fruit. So our languages are not really fruitful. They still got a barrier between them one another. We still can't just understand one another. So the Father's curse is still in the languages, which he wanted to put a barrier between all of us. And that's why you need a Moana to understand all of the languages all at one time, even though people are speaking different tongues, you know. And that was the case there on the day of Pentecost, right? And I believe the Father is going to do the same thing with us. Like he's going to endow us with his spirit, and it's going to be the language, you know what I'm saying, the language of home. Like it's like we can study here, yes, but I believe it's going to be like something's going to like it's going to hit. Like we just going to have, you know. I believe we're going to have, because like I said, like when that witness came, I could not do it. I'm so serious. I could not. I had no tongues. But as soon as that spirit hit, I was able to speak. Lamondo shokola lamanda seke. Ila ramamanda shokola lamamanda. Lia mamanda roboto shokora mamama. The first word I said was, "This world is not my home." Second words was, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we are one. Now to see that would be like blasphemy, right? If it was blasphemy, then the Father would have knocked me down right there while I'm in his presence. But it was him who sent his witness. And his witness is not going to say anything above what he's supposed to say, because he is submitted to the word. So if he said the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we are one, that would make sense why the Father would say in 2010 that this is a family, this is a family portrait of me and you, because you are really what? A part of the family. That's why this witness could say, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, we are one. That makes 4 in 1. I'm still trying to comprehend it, but it's just powerful. So, the same thing with our language. I am the vine, and you are the branches. The one who remains in me, and I in him, will bear much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this thing is hitting just a little bit different today. This is for a leader. I am the vine, and you are the branches. The one who remains in me, and I in him, will bear much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are gathered up, thrown into the fire, and burned. See, look at this. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he will what? He will give you. Now watch this. By us literally keeping the feast days and the Sabbath days set apart, Man, we open the door for the Father to do anything that He wants to do. Let me see if this is still working on. Is Patreon working? Are we live on Patreon? Because it should be like live over there at Patreon. Is Patreon go? Is it going right now? Because I'm trying to test it out. It says not on. What? Maybe I gotta add it. I'll do that later. Dang it. Thought it was working over here. We're trying to get everything on Patreon now. Okay. Looking at all the analytics. All right. So yeah. So we're trying to get everyone to come into this. This should be going right now. That's what I'm saying. This should be going right now on Crowdcast, whatever. We'll be trying this out. It's supposed to be happening right now. Like I'm like, what is happening? We're trying to work out the bugs right now. Because we just figured like, hey, we're gonna start giving people teasers on Facebook, YouTube, whatnot, and they'll see it. And then we're like, all right, we're moving straight toward Patreon. That's what we're gonna be having from now on. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, today was a very interesting day. I'm gonna just say it that way. Right? But like this. People have their eyes looking this way, right? And so just keep prayers, coming, as well as I need the prayers. The Father's already got me protected, but still keep the prayers coming. We just want to say that much. Just keep the prayers coming. You know what I'm saying? But like this, congratulations. This is the real thing. Yep. It's the real thing. You are watching history being made. That's what I can tell you. To stay on the safe side, because some other things I could say, but I won't say. We're looking for something else, you know what I'm saying? But let's just put it like this. They not stupid. Let's put it like that. They know who knows something, and they know who knows nothing. The ones who know nothing pose no threat. However, the ones who do know something, they pose a huge threat and therefore can do the most damage. So plots will be made to try to silence. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, welcome to the big leagues. This is where you want to be, in the thick of things, where you could be killed for your faith, literally speaking. Because you're doing something different. You're going too far with your message. You're causing everyone to question all religions and look for a balance. See, when you do it that way, the only thing that it can point back to is what is righteous. And that's going to be Africa. That's the only way you're going to find a balance. When everything is shaken up, to find the balance, it's going to point you right back to the motherland. Because that's truth is not biased, it's absolute. So the world's going to feel the same pain as the name, as our land has been called. Africa, conquered and divided. So the world will feel too. Because every single thing that happens to us must happen to you too. Now, America has never went into captivity because the first time for everything. I don't understand, nor do I know how it's going to happen. But the Father's word is true. Those who put people into captivity, to captivity they must go. See, let me tell you all what's about to happen, whether you want to hear it or not. This mark of the beast is going to be forced on you. You are going to be branded like sheep, cattle, or slaves. And all, both small, great, young, rich, and poor, will not have a choice but to take this mark in order to survive or to keep their assets. For no one would better buy, sell, or trade without having this mark in their right hand or in their forehead. See, my people were branded. And everything that my people went through, you too will go through. Branded slaves. See, they don't want to show those pictures. It's the ugly truth, right? See, slave branding. See, no one want to talk about this. See, everything is happening in reverse. See, what is happening to us is going to happen to you. See, those who receive the mark of the beast the sign, number of his name, anything will be damned to hell. But just as my people were branded and became the slaves of the ones they had whose initials they wore, so it's the same thing what happened to those who receive the branding of the names of the beast. You belong to the beast and no longer belong to the Most High. No longer. That's exactly what the mark of the beast is. It's a branding. Watch. Branded by chips. They feel it's a better way to do it. Because it's, okay, my bad. Probably internal chips. Biochip, there it is. Branded by biochips. There it is. There it is. Biochips market. Look, 2026, they already got an outlook for it. They got a market for it. Look, this is where it's headed at, buddy. This is where we headed at. This is where we headed at. See, we went from cashless. See, we went from having cash to cashless. Now we're going contactless, buddy. I don't want to touch anything you got. I just want to scan myself. You know what? I just wish this was so much faster where I could just, scan all this. Like it sure is. What's that? Scan your hand. Beep. Oh, that was wonderful. That was great. Will you do my forehead next too? I feel like on spot like Star Trek. Beam me up. Beep. Oh, they got it in there. Oh my goodness. People are going to think it's the greatest thing ever. Imagine just having this tattoo. Biochips market. And maybe it might be something like you can't even see really. Biochips market 2020, 26. Calgan, Renox Laboratories, Thermo Fisher Scientific Incorporated, August 24, 2020. Look at the projected, look for the outcome for this biochips. Now, this is what I want to bring out here because it's something that is very important we need to denote here. All right, we're moving to 2021, September. So that means 2029 is actually our 2028. Their 2029 is our 2028. See what I'm saying? So it's 2029. When he's going to do what he's going to do. That would be our 2028 because we get 2028 before we get to 2029 for them. So we're moving to 2021 September, right? We are always ahead of them. So if they've already projected 2029, then it's 2028 probably for us to be bouncing out of here, not the full 2029. Within, I'm seeing a projected, and usually when I do this, Father, I always make it earlier than that. I'm saying within a year or two, I'll be already relocated probably already by that time. Probably even earlier than that. Because I don't have anything to wait for. I just go. I'm already in the process of just going All they need to do is meet with the right people. Also, we're going to be talking about that. Those who have money, who just want to go to the land, you're welcome to go. You know what I'm saying? People are well or trying to like get on to they trying to come in, like want to start over from the borders, starting from the borders and then work our way on the inside. Like me and Uncle Kenny going out, going into the Congo, you know what I'm saying? But first starting on the outer court, working our way to the inner court. That way we're at least there in the land, because the way the Father said to me, he didn't say it to me with an urgency, but he said at the same time with an urgency, like, what are you waiting on? Like, son, like almost like, what would you miss here? You know what I'm saying? Like, he pretty much said it to me this way, like, you know, you're the prodigal son. Now, the way he did that was the same way he did with my wife when he said, you know, that's division, right? So that's how the way he did that was like, you know that this is it. You don't, it's like you done came to the conclusion of it in your head already. Now let me give you the okay, like this is what it is you think it is. So I'm over, you know, thinking about the prodigal. He says, you know, you are the prodigal son, right? And then he goes to the story, like, okay, so what did the prodigal son need for him to go back home? What did he need to happen? Was there something special that he needed to happen? I was like, no. He said, nothing can go on without you being there. So that was it. And then someone has already taken the initiative. Father must have laid on their heart, whatever, and they have already sown into my trip going into the Congo already. Like they gave a nice seed for the trip to the Congo, because you know I got to take the wife, got to take the kids, whatnot. This thing is real. That's all I could say. And people are scared. And I'm not talking about people are of our color, people of their color. Because some people are taking what I'm saying to heart. They fear this gospel. The Bible says, and the gospel shall go forth to the ends of the earth. And then after the gospel go forth, that means for the gospel to go forth, that means there has to be a witness giving this gospel. He said, and then after that gospel has gone to the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come. See what I'm saying? So this is the gospel that they are fearing. This is where the Father is at. It's not based on, oh, it's just my emotions. No, we looking at real things, biochips. And the Father's amongst us, telling us what to do. Strategic, strategically, strategizing, telling us how to do this, telling us to go over here, having us look into the land. He's giving us instructions, giving us the meat, giving us the secrets. He's already showed us literally how to point out the real from the fake. Everything we know that's going to be of him and of the Messiah, it's got to be done right there at the balanced location. So when the Messiah is offered up, we know he's not offered up anywhere else outside of a balanced location. That is so powerful. Can no one now lie to you about anything? He was sacrificed over here. Be like, okay, well, could you show me where that would be at on the map? And then when they start going all the way up there, like, okay, so could you even say that's balance right there? Well, it doesn't matter if it's balanced or not. This is where he was sacrificed. Like, was the Messiah being sacrificed? Yes, that's your words, right? He was being sacrificed. Okay, cool. So if he has to be sacrificed, was there not certain requirements for a sacrifice to be accepted? Well, yes. Okay. So they would have to be in front of the Messiah or in front of the Father, right? And the Father says that He's going to be in a balanced location. And you just said at your mouth that it doesn't matter if the location was balanced or not. Now, did the Father speak to you or not? Because if the Father has spoken to you, then the words will be balanced in your mouth as you're saying right now. You just shut them down. Shut down. Who can say that? The word says that an unjust balance is the same thing as eating pig. Now you can judge by what the Father is saying, by what others are saying. Because what the Father says is going to be balanced. Now watch this. The moon is going to be red. Super red. But equally, the sun would have burnt itself out. So it's a phase with everything. Watch this. Father told me clearly in my ears. So I heard him. Like I said, went to the living room where I was at. I could see into the whole galaxies. Like the roof is pulled back. Now I'm seeing up to the whole galaxies. And then I hear the Father say, Son, the earth, and he said that the sun and moon are hands on the clock. I'm like, I'm looking at everything like, wow. I'm telling my wife, I can see the galaxies. I said, it's beautiful. Oh, the sun and the moon are hands on the clock. And then he says, as the earth is nearing the timeline, the moon will turn redder and redder and redder. But then there's certain scriptures that said that the night is going to turn into day. So what's happening? The elements of the earth are going to burn out. Why? Because it's going to be the grand entry of the Messiah. The King of Kings. It's going to be a grand entry of him. No one will have to introduce him. All will see him. That's why it says from the east to the west will all see him. Why? Because everyone's going to be plunged into darkness. So the sun is going to burn bright and bright and bright until it burns itself out. Because it's going to be bright. It's going to get super hot. People are going to get scorched by the sun, and some is going to die. While others, it will have no effect, no negative effect on you. It will actually help you. Okay, let's go. So he says you will not be scorched by the heat. So other people will be scorched by the heat, while others who are in his covenant will not be scorched by the heat. That sun is going to get hotter and hotter and hotter against the Most High's enemies. No matter what they say, the Father going to show you when you start to see them melt away before your face. It talks about how the day of Yah is not good because people's eyes, it said their eyes are going to melt inside of their eye sockets. You know, like Indiana Jones, when it was messing with the Ark of the Covenant, and their eyes was melting inside their eye socket, like it was melting like wax melting before fire. It was just melting like a liquid wax, like That's exactly how the scriptures describes when the Father or the Messiah steps before his enemies. That's what's going to happen to their eyes, inside of their eye socket, in their mouth, inside their tongues, inside of their mouths. That is more gruesome than. Now you see where the horror movies getting it from? The horror movies is putting it out here now because these things are the type of things going to happen to those who are the Most High's enemies. He is a consuming fire. Can you imagine you not finding mercy before him? And the Messiah, who is all consuming fire as well. And your eye sockets just melt inside of your eye socket. Your tongue inside of your mouth. Because you are found unworthy to live. Nah, no, no. Don't want none of that. Woohoo! Don't want none of that. Good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All the way good. You don't want none of them fighting. You don't want none of that smoke. You know. Don't want none of that smoke. How you doing? Don't want none of that smoke. Thank you so much. So that's how it's going to be with the Father's enemies. Their eyes are going to just melt inside their eye sockets. So as the sun is getting brighter and brighter, brighter, it's going to be burning as it is at night, as it is during the daytime. So you know how the sun be bright, you know, you could tell during the day, like, wait, you can tell in the day, you can tell what the night is. The time's going to come, since watch this. The punishment's got to be just. Woe unto those who call evil good and good evil. So since you want to blur the lines, I'm going to blur your nights and your days. Your night is going to become just like your day. You're not going to tell a difference. You're not going to tell if it's night or if it's day, because the same exact light that you have during the day will be at night. So since no one wants to be able to tell the difference or make a difference, I am going to blur your nights and days. Then all of a sudden, the whole earth is going to be plunged into darkness. By this time, can you imagine this? Watch this. Each time that it shows night, but it's still day, and it's still day, and it's still night, the moon is going to be showing in the day, or appears to be day, what? Getting redder and redder, right? So in the grand finale, when the sun goes out completely, when the sun goes out completely, okay. So like the sun's gonna completely burn itself out, kaput. And by that time, what? The moon's gonna be super red, 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 red. Now, with the moon being, watch this. He's already told me the sun and the moon are hands on a clock. So when the sun goes kaput, that means time's up. Red moon. the moon is red. Like red. Can you imagine this? If you ever see the moon like this and there is no more sun, this is the time when everyone is like, what in the world? Your soul will let you know if you are guilty or you are just. You won't even have a say so. Your own inside will cry out guilty or righteous. You won't have a say so. I'm telling you, when you step before him, everything inside of you comes out truth. Negative about you or good about you. It's no smiley faces. Who you are is who you are. You understand? So the time when you see this, so the moon is going to get like this. You better not jump on that bed. You better not. It's going to get bloody red. And once it gets this color, woo-hoo, you better be as close as you can be with the Most High. That's all I can say to you. Right? Now, this was coming next. The stars fall out the sky.
And it goes to the ground. Boy.
See? So everything is going back to how it was from the very beginning. Everything. The stars are going to stop shining. The return of the Son of Man. But in those days, after that tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. It'll be red. The stars will fall from the sky, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. At that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. At that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. So watch this. It's gonna, now watch this. We're gonna make it. We're gonna try to make it as black as we can make it. Boy. This is how it's gonna be. The world is going to be like this. So the sun is going to burn itself out. So it's going to be night and day the same. And then afterwards, it's going to burn itself completely out. The only thing that's going to be going is a red moon. That's it. And that moon is going to get redder and redder and redder. That's all it's going to do. So let's go back to the red moon. Huh?
Looks like that red moon is angry. That's why it's turning stuff off.
No, the red moon is like it's judgment. The red moon is a clock. It's like the sand running out of this out of the capsule. Like it's like It's just like a timer going out. So right, so it's dark. So you have this darkness, and then when it's at night, you have darkness, but this red moon. See what I'm saying? Then it's getting redder and redder and redder. Because it says that the sun will stop giving its light, and so will the moon, right? Look. The stars will fall, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. It didn't say it won't be shining. It just said it won't be giving no light. So if I'm not giving no light, I'm giving what? A red sign. It's no longer grace. This is the wrong night to be out. This is the moon of judgment. This is judgment is set. Now, this is like you're waiting for something to happen because it is the end of it all. Your wish, your couldas, your shouldas. I wish I could change things, all that stuff. At this moment, the books are being tallied up in the heavens. They're being tallied up. Your actions are being tallied up and weighed in elements. Everything is being tallied up. Right? It's the end. It's the end of the credits right now. You know what I'm saying? Who you were, your backstage, whatever you were. This is when you done. This is it. It's a wrap. Okay? Because you're just going to be in this darkness. Right? The moon go away. Then the moon comes back. Always with this red sign. Right? You're still plunging in darkness. That's how you know the difference. It's supposed to be day. It's supposed to be night. Because see, your night gonna turn into darkness. So first, your night gonna turn into light. Your darkness gonna turn into light. Then afterwards, your light's gonna turn into darkness. And then when your light is turned into darkness, this is for a grand finale. The morning star. Stop playing with the light.
Off that one. No, leave it alone. That one? No, leave that one alone.
So what? So it was one photo I had that was very nice. I cannot think of it when I first did it, but it was like a perfect like example of how it was. Like it's like this beam of light like just showed up. And it's like that's exactly how it's going to be when the Messiah show up. So everyone's in darkness, and I'm looking for this light, like our morning star light. Where is it? Someone's there. It's not it. It's something like this. But yeah, there's something like this. Something like this. But I'm looking for something much more. Darn it. But it was like so. Like it was trying to show like before the sun came, there was a light that separated the darkness, right? So just the same, it's gonna happen again. So like The whole world's going to be plunged into darkness. The only thing you're going to see is this, red moon. Then all of a sudden, the whole world, like he said, what? They will see me. He said, at that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. At that time, they will see the Son of Man. So that what? As the stars will fall from the sky and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. The sun will be what? Darkened, and the moon will not be given its light. So at the time when the earth is like this, at the time when it's like this is when the Messiah is coming back and is literally going to literally be given his life. This right here. Boom. Here is the earth. This is what we're going to be expecting. As things is going to be going on, the sun's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter, and it's going to burn itself out. But it's going to be killing people on the earth, and it's going to be scourging people on the earth. If you are an enemy, put like this. The enemies of the Most High are not meant to survive the plagues. So the plagues come in, it's like a game that you're playing, right? So some people are designed to make it past these plagues because they have a more terrible end waiting for them. For others, this is their terrible end. So some people are going to die by the sun. Others will be scourged by the sun but survive to the next set of plagues because their death deserves a more terrible end. But these plagues are designed to kill people every single time they're open. You understand? So here we go. We got the sun. Now, the Bible says that no man knows the day or the hour. And that is so true. But it didn't say anything about the month. Got another one for you. It didn't say anything about the season. Didn't say anything about the feast. Didn't say anything about the year. Didn't say anything about the week. So you mean I can know the exact week, month, season, year, feast of when the end is going to take place, but I can't know the exact day or the hour? That's exactly what that means. No man knows the day or the hour, but he never said anything about not knowing the feast, the month, the year, the week, the season. Only those who are too prideful to ask questions only stop at day and hour. But those who are of the seed of Abana, he gives the revelation so where people can understand that he wants you to understand when he's coming back. But it's to throw other people who are not of the seed of Abana. The understanding is for the children. The Bible is for those on the outside of the covenant. That's why they end up getting the TD Jakes, the Creflo Dollars. That is their portion to the world. They present themselves as Christians. And the Father presents them, says, I know who you are. So I'm going to give you your preachers even as you are. Now watch this. What about those in the Black Hebrew Israelite movement? It's the same with them. Everyone who is on pretense, Father going to give them a pretense preacher, teacher, minister. If this is what you really want, then Father's going to give you exactly what you asked for. If you want Deborah Yah, Watchman Yah, I'm going to give you a Watchman Yah, Deborah Yah faith. If you want a Hoda, Dawid, and them kind of faith, then I'm going to give you them type of people as well. You're going to be moved by whatever is on the inside of you. But if the sound doctrine of truth is not on the inside of you, then the sound doctrine of truth will not move you neither. Because the Father told the prophets to go to many people. And it was like they didn't move. He's like, don't worry about it. Don't be feel bad about it. He was like, they didn't move my word either. And just that they didn't move it at my word, they wasn't going to move at your word either. These people are doomed to hell. I just needed another witness. So, the whole world is going to be plunged into darkness, and a red moon is going to be waxing redder and redder and redder. And then all of a sudden, bam, he comes. In a twinkling of an eye. Just like Father said, let there be light. Boom. So is the Messiah coming. Now there's a little bit more math to it. Do I have time for it? I do, but I'm not trying to keep y'all that much longer. But if it happens, right? You know what I'm saying? It's always fun, right? I don't think the Patreon is working. Like, I don't even think it's working. Like, I'm trying to get it to work. Like, I'm trying to get it. All right. So, like, look. So that's how it's going to happen. You want to be prepared for that. Okay. So, it's literally like, how can I put this? It's a part in Daniel where it says, blessed is he who make it to this date. We can bring that up now. It's a lot of stuff that connects. You just have to be there watching. So it's like, I think it's 1,000 and something more days that the people have to wait before, like, the Messiah comes. Like, these things are on their way soon. Sooner than soon. You know what I'm saying? The information to purchase the Goshen timeline. Let's see. We're working on the website as we speak. I broke the Sabbath. I broke that so-called Sabbath on yesterday. I did, yes. Okay. All right, so. All right. Okay.
No. Leave it alone.
Left ship. You go to Yasha? We're gonna go to left ship. Let's go to left ship.
So what? No, she can come.
It was all here. We're going to Yasha. Oh, here it is right here. I thought so. There we go. So right here, either one. So PayPal, Truth Colors, or Heart of Psalms, Cash App. The Goshen timeline is $20. Like I said, we're working on a website. We're just working at the small little kinks to it right now. But come here, $20. Just put on here for Goshen timeline, and then tomorrow when tomorrow is their holiday, so they're probably not going to be open. So then on Tuesday, or pretty much whatever. So anything that's sent in tomorrow, I will literally be able to just take care of it, you know.
I said shut up.
Yeah, so today is Sunday, so tomorrow will be Monday. So anything will be sent in or whatever, it will be taken care of by Tuesday to have the timeline sent out. So the contact information, this is how you do it right here. You either come to this one, or you can go to this PayPal me, Truth Colors. And this will take you to the PayPal. It should. And you can also write in there what it's for as well for Goshen timeline. And these are the ways how I pay for the Goshen timelines when I go to the different places when I purchase them. Like I did the work, whatnot, but then they put it together for me. So, yeah, that's how that is done. But this is where the links are. I need to make sure I put these links also on Truth Colors, UCI Congo. I thought I've done that, but it just, I don't know. Maybe it just didn't take. I'm not sure. But I thought I literally did that. But yeah, we're trying to move more so everything towards Patreon. You definitely want to come here because everything is pretty much about to be moving over here. That's 35. They're going to be the one to get the live streams like I be doing all the time. Let me see. It's gonna do anything. Give you those show around. But to start uploading some, videos in here as much as I can. Like, all right, so we have this is where we started doing like more we're trying to do the live stream. I just got everything started today, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I have to look into that. But we're trying to get that one going now. Like get everyone seeing it like on Facebook for a little bit, and then when we go into the meat of the subject or go into the meat or whatever, go straight into Patreon and cut it off. Like, all right, you got to see the little sample of what we're talking about over here on Facebook, Periscope, whatnot like that. But now we're about to go to, saying the Patreon only, cut off everything else, and then only Patreon only will be able to see the rest of what, of what's being said. That way, because everyone knows when they come over here, they get something meaty bone. It's always something meaty. It's always some food to eat, always something to eat, and then something the Father even brings it back or something like that. It still becomes good, still the second time or third time around, whatever, because it came straight from the Father's throne. So as people was telling me, like, man, in light of what took place today, that's all I can say. You need to move that way, and you need to stay that way. Like, we need to keep you, protected at you know. So yeah, you definitely have earned your keep. You know what I'm saying? It's like there ain't nobody who don't come over here and don't get fed. So there's like we pushing for them to do the 35. So Uncle Kenny is speaking, and I was like, y'all got to tell them. I was like, everyone got to tell somebody, tell something. Like it's worth this, it's worth that, or whatever. I'm looking for the introduction, but this is definitely from. I think it'll be the first messages. Yeah, here we go. I think. Right. I think it's her. I think it's this one. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. So, those who are doing 8, we have Truth Colors Wood, right? Truth Colors Silver, Truth Colors Gold. That one will have what the live streams access. So the stuff I'll be doing here, that'll be going for the hours, whatnot like that. It's gonna be on live streams only where Patreon only will be able to see. Now, Truth Colors Wood and Silver will get, maybe like the updates or the different like small little bites, but the pieces is gonna be in the gold. Why? Because we be on here for a long time, and someone always comes away with a plate of food. Even Uncle Kenny is like, boy, if you had to put it even more, I would have been like, it's worth it. Like there's no place like this right here. Like the Father is doing something here where people are always getting fed. So I'm just letting this is things they're saying out their mouths. So I'm like, hey, I said, let them know. They say, I'm gonna say something. I was like, all right, so I can put all my attention towards Goshen Black and everything. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let y'all hear this beautiful song real quick. You know what I'm saying? This is what those kids who are in the gold, because they have like different tiers, you know. Let me see, is it beginning? All right, here. See, the ones who are in the gold, they get access to this. The ones who are not in the gold, they don't get access to this. I got tons of other beats, melodies I made, whatnot. See how soothing that was? They get that in this, right? So, of course, it's gonna be a little bit more in the gold, obviously, than it is. They got like different, saying songs, it's earth tones, whatever, you know. Access to artwork, you know. access to, like, it's heart to heart. You know what I'm saying? Everything is heartfelt. You know, it's people because they willing to what? They want to build with you. Like, let's build something, because that's exactly what it is. This building is not just for me. It's for us. Right? It's for us. Just building a place so I can go back. Why? So we can prepare a place for us. Because we're going to need it. Because the scriptures have said it. And people are coming together and say, you know what? We believe. We believe. We believe. And then I can have all my videos just come off of Patreon and get off of Facebook for the most part. And a couple of people have actually come to me with this same idea, said, like, you need to do it this way. You are giving out too much good information. Here we go. I think I got to see it this way. All right. This is what I was looking for.
Do you like cat food so much? No, I don't love cat food. I tell Mommy, did you like cat food so much? Mama.
CMU family, thank you for subscribing and supporting my Patreon channel, where the truth is not biased. It's absolute. I dedicate this channel through Nzambi Zulu to the awakening of my people and discovering who they truly are, to bring out information and revelation that they may not see anywhere else. And as we embark on this journey together, feel free to shop with us. OBYU, featuring our brand, Goshen Black. You can also purchase New Truth music from me, your boy Heart of Song, aka Music, featuring Etana, Nzambi, JG, The Messenger, and other great artists on CD Baby and iTunes. It's time to awaken to the truth and power. Aren't you tired of being lied to? Truth speaks. Truth awakens. Truth comes. So yeah. So that right there is what you're gonna expect on Patreon, what you've been getting on, you know, Facebook and YouTube. We're trying to do it now on another way. You know what I'm saying? And other people are in major agreement. They're bringing it to me like, you should do it this way. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Father's like, son, this has got to be done this way now, because yeah, after what happened today, like, yeah, this is the only way. So this is what we got. Truth Colors Wood for $8 a month. Right? They get the chat community, the Patreon only updates, the Truth Colors Silver. They get the $15 a month. That's early access, chat community, Patreon only updates, and then Truth Colors Gold. They will get the chat community, early access, Patreon only updates, and the live streams. The live streams is usually what everybody wants. That's going to be on the Truth Colors Gold. Right? And those people know that it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are about to be, I am blessing, praising the Father for what He's about to do with Goshen Black. Like what the Father is doing with the He is opening doors. We're getting everything stabilized. So the person who was working on it, she's like, I could see it coming together. Like, just like the different pieces are coming together. This piece is coming to this piece. She said, but I could see everything being successful. Like when you hear the name Goshen Black, it's like, what is that? What is it? What is that? Oh, it's the name the Father gave. And it just sounds juicy. Goshen Black. I want to sink my teeth in that. And it's Black owned. It's Bantu owned, baby. Bantu owned. Ain't no white bloods. Bantu owned. Kikongo speaking. Congo. Congolese. Kingdom minded. It's powerful. And the Father is all over it. Goshen Black. We already got, hats. We love the hats that's being made. Now we about to have the shirts being made like on time, like they need to be done. So we're working first on trying to get the polos, what I'm saying, for when we go to the meetings, for these Zoom meetings, that they see the unity amongst us. So when, every one of us step out on the screen and we sit in our respectable chairs wherever we are at, boom, we rocking what? Goshen Black. We rocking what? Protect Her. We rocking it, on our polos. So they can see that unity. And that's the mindset right now of getting that formation, that unity. Because with that unity, there is nothing the Bible says that can be impossible with those people that can do. There's nothing. There's nothing you can't do. If you have a mindset to get it done, it can get done. So yeah. See, this was supposed to work today. It's crazy. But I love it though. So this is how you get the timelines. And even as we're doing like the Goshen Black stuff, but the Goshen Black, let's look at it a little bit. Do we want to take a little spin through it? Let's do it. All right. It's not finished yet, right? It's not completed. Because I gotta put some stuff in here. Let me see if we can get it. Oh yeah. Yes. See it? It's not completed yet. As we said, we still gotta put some other stuff still in here. Right? We still got to put some stuff up in here. It's not completed just yet. We got to put everything still in its right perspective places, but we're moving, trying to get some things done. You know what I'm saying? Stuff is coming. We got to get some models to really model these things out, right? You can see them though, right? But someone's been working. I want to give a thank you to Carla Young's daughter, who has been putting in the work on this beautiful website. Beautiful. Beautiful website.
Daddy, you can't eat no eggs. Yeah.
All right. All right. Good night.
You want our food, Daddy?
Okay. Good night. Good night. All right. So this is, we got to get just a little bit more. That's why I need people. Once it start building up more, we better add some more stuff to it, right? And now that we just hit this jackpot on this one thing, I'm just about to see the Father just make this thing flourish. So we're working. You know what I'm saying? I need to add the timeline there so they can actually go there as well and order the timeline as well. And I need to have it to where it'll just be a system to where it'll just alert me like, boom, you have these many timelines that need to be done, you know. That's how that system needs to be set up. So I need to talk to Carla so we get that done. So yeah, so the Father is working on some things right now. We need to move with him, right? He has moved pretty much me with a urgency, not a so-called like rush, but he was pretty much saying like, what do you have to wait for in order for you to leave? And the answer to that is not a thing. Like, I don't have to wait for nothing to get it. So soon as I get what I need to get for me, family, whatnot, there will also have to be a line to keep us sustained while we're there still, right? While we're protesting or pretty much trying to get our understanding done. And it's not going to just be me, it's going to be a team of us. It's not going to just be me, it's going to be like me, family, and the council. Like, you know, we're trying to have the council is going to be made up of men and women, not just men, but men and women. And we're going to be the boots on the ground over there in Ambo for us. That is the plan. So those who Father has laid on your heart, hey, I want to be a part of the boots on the ground. Like, we need some soldiers. We're not promising it's always going to be the best, part, of waking up, early on. We don't know what it's going to be like, but we're willing to soldier it out, But if you're going to be one of the ones going to be complaining, don't soldier up. Please don't. Don't think it's going to be one way, and then when it's not that way, you be like, oh, I wish I had to stay back in Egypt, because you're going to see a whole nother side of me. It's not going to be pretty. Don't do it. If you are a soldier, okay, cool. But understand, from the very beginning, it may not be what we want it to be from the very beginning. It's going to get there, but from the initial beginning, it might be some fighting, some soldiering. And then at the end, everything breaks free like it's supposed to. The Father is going to give us justice. He's going to give us rest. He's going to do all this stuff. So he's going to do all that needs to be done. All we need to do is be obedient and stay to the task, even when it does not look like it's going to happen. I don't need people who believe it's going to happen now because you are in a euphoric moment of something that's different and that we've never seen happen before. And so we're waiting for it to happen, and it needs to pop now. Like, pop Cheerio right now. And then when things don't move in your time, you get upset. You lose hope. You lose joy. That's not how it happens. When a seed is planted into a ground, that's exactly where it's planted at, in the ground. Even though you do not see any kind of movement, that seed is still growing. But that seed must first go grow some roots, a foundation. Then after it's grown its foundation, it goes backwards, grows like it grows downward, and then it grows up. So as the roots are begin to establish first, it gives it power to grow upward, to propel forward. You got to first deal with your roots. Now watch this. That's powerful. The reason why we have not been able to propel to be the children of the Most High Yah, because we just can't show up to him in any kind of name. The Father knows his name, and we must show up in his name to be his children. Because every single child receives their father's name. My sheep knows and hears my voice, and a stranger voice they will not follow. These are my children. The ones who are called by his name are the ones who are being called by that name. So we know Father's name to be Nzambi Yah. But watch this. We're about to scramble some brains. The Father spoke, let there be light. This let there be light would then become the thing that is formed, or is the one that is producing that what's going to be formed, right? So the let there be light. So the Father speaks, the Son does. The Father forms. So if the Father speaks, the Son does it. The dirt comes from the word of the Most High Yah. The Father molded his word, blew breath into his word. Adam became a living soul. Adam is the first Adam. The Messiah is the second Adam. They were made of the same thing, the word. But when the word rebelled against the word giver, there was a virus injected into the system. We call it the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We think our knowledge is good when he says, lean not onto your own understanding. Why? Because it will cause for you to be destroyed. And this is what we call today, and what people do not understand. This is the flesh. The tree of knowledge of good and evil is the flesh. To lean on your own understanding, that is the flesh. But this skin, yes, we might call it body or flesh, but it's not the flesh the Bible is talking about. Flesh is anything that came from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. No flesh shall glory in my sight. Because the same thing reminded him of saying that the tree of knowledge of good and evil has gloried in his sight. Why? Because Adam and Eve, when they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they could not stand before his sight no more. They couldn't stand before his sight. So everything is being put back in a reverse mode. Everything. So that's why we see even with the beginning. In the beginning, what? It was just darkness. And then the Father said, let there be light. We see the same thing going on again. The sun burns itself completely out, plunging the world back into what again? Darkness. So then when the sun comes back, it's like the same thing after the Father says, let there be light. As it was in the beginning, so it will be in the And I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Your beginning is going to be the same as the end. The whole world is going to be plunged into darkness. So therefore, what? All and at that time, why? When everything is in darkness, guess what? The next gleam of light, or what you see coming on cloud on the clouds, it's gonna be nothing but light from the east to the west. All will see him. Why? Because everything is going to be dark, just like this. Can you imagine everything just dark like this? Then all of a sudden, gleam of light shows up on the clouds. Everyone will see him. Everyone. At this time, that's when they will be running to the hills, saying, hide us from the face of him whom we have to deal with. Every single thing that's been said was true. At this time, oh, it's over. It's a wrap. Whatever you was it. There ain't no trying to change it. Ain't no trying to forgiveness of anything. If you didn't forgive, it's over. It doesn't matter what you do at this moment. It really doesn't matter. It's like, it's just taking some time for him to get here. But it's already set in stone what you're going to do, or set in stone where you're headed. So it won't matter at this moment. Let him who's righteous be righteous still. Let him who is wicked be wicked still. This is at that moment. Once you see this, it's too late. Trying to switch sides now, like, oh, now I believe. It's too late. You've already been separated from what is right. Already been separated. So, people don't need to play with that. But yeah, I'm about to get up off here though. But this is what we're moving to. We're going to get that. Once I get that smooth on Patreon, that's exactly where I will be. So you definitely want to get on that Truth Colors Go, because y'all know it's going to be worth it. Y'all know I be giving y'all homework. Y'all be getting homework with Truth Colors. People be like, I had to go back and resurface my Bible again. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get up off of here. Y'all have a good one, family. I might play a movie, Lion Kings 2, the 1.5 one, because it played last time, but it didn't finish, right? So we're going to start it on, I might even start it now. Yeah, I'm going to put it on now. But, we're going to be playing it fully on Periscope. So, yeah, that's what we're about to do right now. Or maybe I should just end this study right here. That way it don't be this long study on Periscope. Yeah, that wouldn't be right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop. And then the next one, we're going to have Lion King. And those who want to see Lion King, they can stay for that. But thank you to everyone who is praying for us over here. We thank you we are praying for you as well. I thank the Most High for every single person who is representative here in this moment of truth, who is holding, even in the midst of insults and everything else, saying people saying you're crazy, but the only thing is that we have proof of what we're saying. We have proof of these signs. We have proof of these things. It's not just, oh, we found him and then there's nothing. Oh no, there's a reason why people are doing what they're doing, Father. And Father, we are all trusting you. And you have given me every single thing to prove to your people. even as you gave to Moses, Father. You showed him the things like, hey, show him this, and this was going to prove it to them. Father, so if you have given me the same exact thing, hey, this is exactly what we will be looking for. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It is him. Hear him. Hear what the Father's saying through him. It is him. So, Father, it is you who is doing that, Father. It is nothing of me, Father. I'm only just saying what you told me to say and showing only what you told me to show, Father. I can only give my testimony of who I am to you and who you are to me. And it's only by what you have said. And in my name, your son, in your name, your son, Yesaya Kanaka. So be it. So I think I might make a beat tonight because I just need to make some music. I do. But I've been writing, the call part 5. And I'm seeing how it's going to start off from the very beginning. And it's almost like we're going to, I don't know. I could see it like we're taking steps, you know what I'm saying? It's journey to Zion, right? So we're going to take a journey to Zion, right? So pray for me on that one because I want to bring it from a different angle. Now we have all of the bullets to just shoot down that idol of a place. Um, Even down to what the place of the skull. Like who's messing with that? And then when they try to say, "Oh, it belongs here," like stop, 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 stop. What are you talking about? Number one, it's gotta be even. It's gotta be balanced. Come on. Because if it's not balanced, then the father had to apologize to Cain for not receiving his blemished sacrifice. Don't fit. So may y'all learn something in that. That everything that the father had at the temple of the Most High had to be balanced. Had to. It had to be balanced. So we can see where the balance equator part is. So the temple and the kingdom had to be right there in that same exact area, had to be right there in those circumferences of an area where the Father could see it. Remember, because it says, may your spirit come and rest over here. Remember, if the people who are called by my name, let's see that. See? People who are called by my name. Second Chronicles 7:14. Now watch this. See, it's the response to Solomon. Now watch this. This is powerful. Because listen what the Father says. So there still yet remains another temple to be built, or something to be built. Fire from heaven. All right. Solomon had finished praying. Fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and sacrifices, and the glory of Yah filled the temple. The priests were unable to enter the house of Yah because the glory of Yah had filled it. When all the Israelites saw, when all Yisraelites saw the fire coming down and the glory of Yah above the temple, they bowed down on the pavement with their faces to the ground, and they worshiped and gave thanks to Nzambi, for he is good. His loving devotion endures forever. Sacrifices and dedication. Then the king and all the people offered sacrifices before Nzambi, and the king Solomon offered a sacrifice of 22,000 oxen and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the people um, dedicated the house of Yah. The priests stood at the post, as did the Levites with the musical instruments of Nzambi, which King David had made for giving thanks to Yah, and with which David had offered praise, saying, "For his love and devotion endures forever." Across from the Levites, the priests sounded trumpets, and all Yisrael were standing. Then Solomon consecrated the middle of the courtyard in the front of the house of the Zambi, and there he offered the burnt offerings and the fat, the peace offerings, since the bronze altar he had made could not contain all these offerings. Now, watch this. So at the time, Solomon, all of Yisrael with him, a very great assembly of people from Lebo Hamath to the brook of Egypt, kept the feast for 7 days. It's a real feast, like one of the feasts we're supposed to be keeping. It's all here. On the 8th day, they had a solemn assembly. They was keeping a feast. The Father made a covenant with them on his appointed feast. Remember, our things is like we have the first thing, our starts off with a solemn assembly, and then at the end of it, it has a solemn assembly. They kept the feast for 7 days. On the 8th day, they had a solemn assembly for the dedication of the altar. Had lasted 7 days, and the feast 7 days more. So this was for 14 days. It's almost like the feast of dedication. On the 23rd day of the 7th month, so he just gave you something about the feast, about this feast. 7th month. We notice on the 7th month, there's a lot of things that takes place on the 7th month. This will be leading all the way up to the Feast of Tabernacles. 7th month is the Feast of Tabernacles. On the 23rd day of the 7th month, Solomon sent the people away to their homes, joyful and glad of heart for the glad tidings that the Zami had done for David, for Solomon, and for his people. What did the Father do it for? He had done it for David and for Solomon and for his people. The Father did it for David, Solomon, and for his people, Yisrael. The Most High's response to Solomon. When Solomon had finished the house of Yah in the royal palace, now I want y'all to listen, because this still yet remains to be done. When Solomon had finished the house of Yah in the royal palace, successfully carrying out all that was in his heart to do for the house of Yah and for his own palace, the Most High appeared to him at night and said to him, "Listen, I have heard your prayer and have chosen this place for myself as a house of sacrifice. If I close the sky so there is no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send a plague among my people, and if my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and will do what? Heal their land." I hope y'all got that. The Father is literally telling you how we jumpstart the healing of our land. It starts with us humbling ourselves. We must first admit that we have inherited lies, and then the nations will follow suit. But if we continue on in this pride, thinking that we have inherited the truth by calling ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites, then we continue to be made a mockery. Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to the prayers offered in this place. For I have now chosen and consecrated this temple so that my name may be there forever. My eyes and my heart, my eyes and my heart. So he's facing. It's in the face. my eyes, the apple of my eyes, and my heart. He just show you a location. My eyes and my heart will be there for all time. So if the Father has showed you a location where he will be dwelling at, between his eyes and his heart. For all time. And as for you, if you walk before me as your father David, see, there's a consequence. There's always a consequence. No. Hold on. If you walk before me as your father David walked, doing all I have commanded you, and if you keep my statutes and ordinances, then I will establish your royal throne as I covenanted with your father David. When I say you will never fail to have a man to rule over Yisrael. So the Father gave that promise to who? To David. He said that you will never fail to have a man rule over Yisrael. Never. But if you turn away and forsake the statutes and commandments I have set before you, watch this. Or if you go off to serve and worship other gods, then I will uproot Yisrael from the soil I have given them, and I will banish from my presence this temple I have sanctified for my name. I will make it an object of scorn and ridicule among all the peoples. Do you understand? So shame has been brought upon Yisrael because of what Solomon has did. Therefore, there remains a temple to be made for the Father from one of the sons of David. And when this temple has become a heap of rubble, all who pass by it will be appalled and say, why has Yah done thing, such a thing to this land and to this temple? And others will answer, because they have forsaken Mizambi, the Elohim of their fathers, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, and have embraced other gods, worshiping and serving them. Because this he has brought all this disaster upon them. Wait a minute. Temples. He said he left part of it up to be a witness. So it's not burnt all the way to the ground, it's in ruins. The temple is still up. He said, you will build the ancient ruins. That means the structure of it is still up, or a portion of it. The witness of it is still up. The witness of it is still up. It's not torn all the way down. Hence the name a remnant. Just as the people are a remnant, so our land, the kingdom, the temple, there is still a root in the ground of it. We are representative of our land. Just like we cannot be cut off, so was not the temple completely cut off. So was not the kingdom completely cut off. Father says that Jerusalem or that Judah will always be the scepter, will always have the scepter of the kingdom. So to cut Judah completely off is to literally cut off the scepter of the kingdom, which will come against his own word, which will be an oxymoron. So therefore, as we cannot be cut off, because if the people can count the number of the stars or the dust of the ground, then we could be cut off. So therefore, the temple was cut down, but he left a stump, which is the ruins. The ruins is the stump, because then the place can be rebuilt back up from the ruins. It can be rebuilt back up from the stump. So he left a stump in the ground of our civilization. As for the ancient path, that's why he says path, it will be stumps. As for the ancient monuments, the ancient paths is the ancient monuments. The stumps. Here we go. Kenya Mombasa. Look at this. Ruins of the historical fort. Mombasa, Kenya. This speaks evidence of things that happened to us. Wow, that is so powerful. I will leave a remnant. I will leave a remnant. Ruins. I would not destroy you completely. He was saying, I will not destroy you completely out of the land. I will leave a remnant. I will leave some ruins. So you can find your way back home. And then you will ask for those ruins, those stumps, that remnant. A remnant shall be saved. That's the portion of your land. You shall return and build up the remnant, the ruins of the land. That makes so much sense. Not all Israel is Israel. Israel was a specific man. Everyone calling himself Israel was not Israel. Saying what? Not all are the seed of the Most High Yah. Because the white people are calling themselves the seed of the Most High Yah. But Israel only means Yah's scattered seed. Not all Israel is Israel. Not all who claims to be the seed of the Most High Yah is the seed of the Most High Yah. Huh? Give me some salt. Okay. Well, what? No, what do you want? What do you want? So, right? Well, no.
Mommy got to turn this way. My head hurts.
Oh, man. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're about to play Lions King. That will conclude this. All right, I love y'all much. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for everyone who supports. Thank you to everyone who wants to support. May the Most High be able to cause you to be able to do what your heart's desire to help out what we're doing over here on True Colors, because y'all see it, our foot is on the ground, man. We doing it, you know what I'm saying? And the Most High is, our glory goes to Him, man. People see the boldness and everything because it's Him. So kudos and salutes to Jonathan Salombo and Pastor Mello and everyone right now who in the who's in the trenches right now. Everyone, this is how can I put it? We are paving the way right now. The way is being paved. Everyone wants to jump in, using once the wave has been paved. Went through the heartache, the pain, you know, they don't mind that, you know what I'm saying? You know, coming in and being able to flourish. But from the very beginning, when everything gets starting out, some people usually have a problem with that. But right now, the wave is being paved. People putting their neck on the line, you know what I'm saying, for the Most High, you know, because the Most High would do the same thing for us and has done it for us. So therefore, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can we really offer Him except our obedience? That's it. We can only offer our obedience. There's nothing we can give Him because we said to give a sacrifice as well. That's for disobedience. And what's what witches give? But true children give is obedience. And obedience is better than a sacrifice. So that's all the Father's looking for. Those who will worship Him in spirit and truth. What does that mean? Obedience. Simply just do what I tell you to do. My sheep knows and hear my voice, and a stranger voice they will not follow. That's all He's been saying the whole entire time. Be obedient. I know those who say they worship me, but those who worship me, they just do what I tell them to do. Period. Whether they want to do it or not, it's what I tell them to do. Those are my children. All right. All right. So y'all have a good one. I'm about to start this video back up for a new song. All right. Y'all have a good one.